Hey everybody, welcome to this special secret tasting unboxing sort of a thing. And joining me with this special event is 3 guests. I'll let them introduce themselves, starting with Emily, my lovely fiance.
Hi, I'm Emily Rude. I am not a big drinker of the straight alcohol, so I'm the unsophisticated palate representation for your comic relief.
I'm Jen Wong from Way of the Wong, and I'm a cocktail and spirits aficionado, so I got brought in to talk about whiskey.
I'm Robert Ryan Klein, actor, whiskey enthusiast, and I'm here to give you some goofy knowledge about what we're going to be tasting tonight.
To be a bourbon, it has to have at least 50% corn. 51% has to be more than 50%. And it has to be aged in new American oak because corn is so sweet. It has a sweetness to it that some of the other whiskeys don't have. So it's actually a really great starter whiskey for people because it's, you know, accessible and sweet, you know, compared to some of the other ones.
Like me.
Like you.
Yeah. And just to piggyback on what Jen said is most of these bourbons, like it does have to have 51% corn in its mash bill, but a lot of them do 70 to 80%. Would that be fair to say? In addition to the aging of the white American oak, legally it has to be like minimum of 2 years to be considered a bourbon.
What's really cool is that a lot of what we just talked about is in this little pamphlet, so you can read at your own leisure if you get this. If you get this too. Let's open this box up. Thank you, Jen. Fantastic. So let's start off with Four Roses. How about?
So when you're tasting whiskey and trying to smell it, it's difficult because with alcohol or a spirit, there's so much alcohol in it compared to wine where you can just like stick your nose in there and be able to get all of the aromas. So the best way to get the aromas is either a little further away from your nose, but keep your mouth open so that the air passes through your nose and out your mouth.
In the pamphlet, they talk about the legs and then how it rolls, and I mean, I see stuff. I don't know what that means.
That's the legs.
The little drips?
People talk about like legs,
Yeah.
like when you're spinning something and then you see like all of those legs that come down. I mean, usually that denotes the amount of sugar that's in something.
Well, the thing with the legs,
the color of it.
the legs in the spirits is kind of aging. The thinner the leg, the thinner the drip is actually, it's a newer batch.
Is it?
Yeah. So if it seems like a heavier syrupy, then it's a more mature and has been aged longer. It's hard to tell, like unless you're like trained to see, you know, like the difference of like.
But it's good to start.
A young batch, yeah, like a small batch. But if you notice, like in some heavier bourbons, you know, like it will be a longer leg, and that's just because it's like sweeter, or like an 18-year or 20, or you know, like in Scotch, for instance, it's like a Macallan 24 or older would be like a thicker drip.
I didn't know drinks had legs.
Are we ready to taste? Or
Yeah,
do we have something else we should do before?
No, it just says like fresh, lightly nutted and winey, the aroma. I don't know if anybody caught onto that. It smelled sweet to me, like almost like a cinnamon.
I mean, I get vanilla. I mean, I get a little apple.
Oh, yeah, apple.
Like a fresh red apple.
A fun little fact about the Four Roses, the gentleman in Georgia who created it actually named it after his bride-to-be because she wore single Four Roses to honor his proposal in marriage. So he created this blend called the Four Roses as an homage to her.
Oh,
so as you taste it,
Am I supposed to be wearing roses?
you'll be tasting the taste of love.
All right.
Excellent.
Cool. All right, let's little sip.
Little sip.
Yeah, a little sip just to kind of get your palate ready for it. And then your second sip will be more the one where you can taste something. Because that first sip, you know, there's a lot of alcohol. It's going to kind of coat your mouth a little bit so that the second sip you'll be able to taste a little bit more of. What are you thinking? I feel like I like Scotch better.
No.
It's a long finish.
It's good. Yeah, it definitely stays with you.
Stays with you a while. It's a long finish.
It's fiery.
Would you like some water in there? That helps.
Oh, no, I can do it.
Like
I'm hanging with the big kids.
But in tasting whiskey, there's nothing wrong with putting water in your whiskey because what the water does is it helps open it up a little bit because it lowers the proof. So you don't get as much of that the alcohol forward at first, that it gives you a little bit more room in some ways to taste the other things that are in there.
Yeah, so instead of getting that strong alcohol taste and long finish, what Jen was saying, the water gives you more, I guess, the floral taste, like the sweeter tastes.
Yeah, absolutely.
It would open it up and give you sweeter tastes.
Yeah, it even says like, it says nice and long, or sorry, fairly long, nice and lingering is the finish.
Right.
Has legs and it's long.
What's not to like?
It's great. I really actually enjoyed this, I would say.
I like the Four Roses. This one's one of my favorites.
I like it with just one ice cube because it does give you the more floral, sweeter taste, so it's not as heavy and it doesn't stick around. It's not as lingering.
I'm going to enjoy my palate cleanser while Ryan tells you all about Elijah Craig.
Well, it's undecided who actually invented the bourbon, but he was one of the forefathers that actually began creating one of the first bourbons, was Elijah Craig. Even though it was around years before him, he's just known to be the forefather of bourbon. If you have bourbon, you can thank Elijah Craig, or if you know someone before him, thank them. But
thanks, Elijah.
If you do enjoy your bourbon, Elijah Craig, the Baptist.
Cheers to Elijah.
Cheers to Elijah.
Smell it. This is more fruity, right?
Yes. A lot of fruit in this one.
Picking up on this.
Yeah, pretty good at it.
Yeah.
Caramel.
Feels a little drier than Four Roses.
It definitely has that like wicking finish. It's like raisins and.
Oh, that's interesting.
Like
here it mentions spearmint. I don't know if anybody got that.
I think of spearmint. I call it like a maple. Did you catch that?
Yeah, it talks about that.
I definitely got maple.
I can see that.
You can like a honey color.
These flavors would be good in coffee.
That's why it's called Irish coffee.
Right?
Yeah.
Definitely feels more earthy than Four Roses. Like a little more.
Yeah, even more of the wood in this one too.
That's what it is. Not that I eat wood, but
Right.
it feels like there's some wood.
Yeah.
It's very woody. Huh.
Very woody. Yeah.
This is Ron Burgundy.
Like balsa wood.
Yeah. Rich mahogany.
Yeah. I taste leather-bound books.
Yeah.
Right.
Actually.
Yes.
You're not far off with this.
Yeah. It has a woodier taste, but it doesn't stay around as long. The finish is short.
I like the caramely maple aspect of it. I think this is something that I could drink with water. Just like I couldn't see myself like ordering that.
And even though we are trying the bourbon, we have a bottle of the rye out here just to show that a lot of companies do make both bourbon and rye.
Also, Woodford Reserve is still family owned, which is kind of neat.
And you said they also own Jack Daniels, what you said?
They bought Jack Daniels.
Oh, they bought. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, it's so weird smelling with your mouth open.
If you notice too, if you hold it up to the light, you get a separation of colors on this one. It's actually darker towards the top than towards the bottom, which is a unique trait.
Huh. It's just the light reflecting through it. I don't buy it.
Can't get one past her. I try. Cannot get one past. I think it's just the light.
That's like green apple to me. Almost a little cinnamon. Did you go down the wrong pipe?
Nope.
This is strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting that, they all taste like bourbon. They all taste like whiskey, but then like you really have to kind of focus.
Right.
And this one doesn't have as much wood.
It almost feels like if you could somehow caramelize this and put it on top of like your ice cream,
yeah,
it would be like the perfect topping, you know?
Absolutely. It has very much that
or in like foods to pair it with.
Caramel, like apple, almost cinnamon, but I think the cinnamon is sort of in your head because I think apple goes with cinnamon, and so
Sure.
I get more licorice, like anise. I don't get so much of cinnamon as like the licorice you eat.
The third one for me had a lot of fire. I like the second one the best so far.
The Elijah Craig.
It's really sweet.
Yeah.
Cinnamony.
Like really sweet.
It's interesting because it says banana is when water added for the taste.
Bananas?
No, like it adds when you open it up with some water.
Tastes like bananas?
Well, it adds banana notes.
Yeah, some banana notes.
I want bananas.
See, this is why we got water. I'm putting a lot in yours just to give it, to really open it up. It's interesting. I've definitely, you get it a lot more in rum, banana.
Oh, totally.
For sure. Especially like some of the Jamaican, like pot still.
What happened?
Just add giggles.
That's bananas.
Is it bananas? Did you get bananas? No bananas.
Yes, it's totally bananas.
What?
I'm telling you.
I think this, I think this has turned into drunk history.
What? No?
Yeah.
I mean, I was like hit with bananas. I mean, maybe it was like a subliminal message, but I think it was pretty powerful bananas hitting in the face.
I didn't get a banana. I didn't get the butterscotch either when I put water in it.
No banana?
I didn't get banana, but I didn't get butterscotch either.
You're bananas.
I think bananas when I taste it. I don't actually taste the banana. It's so caramel and it's so butter. Like I think bananas Foster, or I think like a dessert like that has like whipped cream and caramel and bananas.
I definitely get the caramel. The caramel is definitely there.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say you could be a super taster.
I'm just really sophisticated and didn't know it.
I'm not getting too many legs off this one.
No.
This is definitely one you want to have your mouth open when you try it. Yeah. There's definitely a lot of alcohol coming off.
Yeah.
No lie, this was actually
I get a lot of like nuttiness.
Named after Jim Beam's great-grandson, Booker.
Oh, is that?
That's where the name derived from. So I believe it's Jim Beam.
Right? Me too.
Just the fumes of it.
This is definitely one that could use water because you can.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sip.
It's like barrel strength, I think.
I think there's some caramel, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's quite a bit.
This is Jim Beam branch, definitely.
Wow.
I mean, it's got a lovely flavor to it. It's just really high proof.
It's nutty.
Nutty. That's what I got.
This would be great.
It's nutty with an oak finish
and a bourbon cocktail, I would say.
Yeah, it would hold up really well in a cocktail.
Yeah, because of that high proof.
Because of the high proof.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is. I'm getting nutty and an oak finish on the end.
This is my least favorite. If you ordered this for me, you'd be drinking it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if you did add water, you put
the water settles
like a cube of ice or something in there.
For me to have an ice cube in this, I think would have the same effect. Like I like bullet bourbon straight, but if I add ice and let the ice melt in it, it just becomes too syrupy and too much by the end of the glass. And I have a feeling that this would kind of have that same effect for me.
I think so too.
It would just be like too syrupy, begin to hurt my teeth.
But that's true of bourbon in general. It's like a little bit syrupy, a little bit that caramel.
Yeah.
But this of all of those, this would be the mixed drink bourbon. So if you like an old fashioned or a sidecar with a bourbon, this would be.
Yeah, that's what I would.
Well, maybe not the one that I would go to, but if I was to choose of all five of these,
it's a classic though. I mean, it's hitting all the quintessential bourbon notes though.
Yeah.
Whether or not you enjoyed it is a whole other story. But like as a prototype, right?
I mean, this definitely seems like this is the old style. Like you'd go like in the 1800s, and you'd go to the bar, and that's what they had. I see what you're saying.
Right. That it's kind of prototypical.
This by definition is a bourbon.
Okay, I liked the Four Roses. Elijah for sipping was my favorite. I enjoyed the bananas.
Of Willet.
Yeah.
So Willet, you would rather the Willet with water.
I'd like the Willet with water.
And
I would stay away from whatever the last one was.
Well, I mean, like I would make a cocktail for you.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
I think you're spot on with the cocktail for this one, as far as the taste of most people that aren't after the traditional bourbon taste. Booker's in a cocktail would be the way to go for that.
I have a soft spot for Willet because I just love the Willet.
What was your favorite?
Yeah.
Whew, that's a good question. I was trying to rack my brain around all that because they're all subtly different. I definitely liked Four Roses and Elijah Craig. I enjoyed sort of the difference of Willet, but it wasn't like it didn't stand out to me. Whereas the first two did, Elijah Craig and Four Roses. Woodford for me was another one I would probably mix with. Probably make like a mint julep or whatever is quintessential. Yeah.
No, absolutely. I think that's quintessential.
But
especially with Woodford.
I want to ask you guys, what do you think overall of their selection?
I mean, I think it's a great selection. Speaking of like prototypes, right, of quintessential American bourbons, these are, the marks that you kind of want to hit. Especially if you're trying for the hits. Think about music, right? Of course, you want to find like the deep cuts, and, and the B-sides, right? But to start, you're like, okay, now everything starts with like these 5 artists and then all of these people were influenced by them. Similarly, that's what this is like.
Yeah.
Prince. Paula Abdul.
All right.
Right? I'm going to start there.
Beatles.
Ryan, what do you think?
Yeah.
I agree with Jen. This is the bourbon starter kit.
Cool.
If you're willing to be open to trying bourbon and to understand what goes into it, this is the history of bourbon right here. If you want to learn about it and be more knowledgeable, that's your starting point.
So they're done good. Flaviar.
Yeah, no, they did great as far as
Fantastic. Okay.
you know, giving you American history of this is where it started.
So I mean, this would be an awesome gift. I mean, that's just my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Sure.
just like
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah.
To like get this, be like, wow, okay, try it out.
Right, especially for someone who's who's just discovering it. You know, I think. Case in point. I think. Well, what did you think? Was it a great way to experience it?
Yeah, absolutely. I learned a lot. There were nuances in all of them. They were all different for me, and I'm just blown away by bananas.
Super taster.
Right.
It's been a great experience. So thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you guys for helping me ingest all these lovely liquors. It's been fun. But I think we're not done yet. We still have a cocktail.
Yes,
do.
I want to share a cocktail with you guys.
A very special treat. I'm looking forward to this.
Yes. So I made a cocktail for you guys. It's called the Up to Date, which is a funny name because it's a Prohibition cocktail. And it's kind of a riff on a Manhattan, but this is a really nice riff on it because it's sherry. So enjoy.
Let us try.
What do you think?
It's nice.
Yeah.
I mean, the sherry's different than having a sweet vermouth.
I think I like the sherry better. To be honest, I'm not a big vermouth person.
I like it because it just it has the sweetness that you expect from like a Manhattan, but instead it finishes with this nuttiness and like raisins and plums and like all of those kinds of things. And
Thank you very much. It's fantastic.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. So if you guys want to learn how to make the drink, all you got to do is go over to Jen's channel, The Way of the Wong, and she'll show you how to do it. And thank you guys so much for watching. You guys want to sign off real quick?
I had a lot of fun. Go check out Maggie the series.
It was great hanging out with you guys. Thank you for having me. I'm Jen Wong at Way of the Wong.
And thank you for having me, Robert Ryan Klein. Follow me on Facebook or Instagram at VenusFly. Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching again. Be sure to enjoy responsibly. I am your Vinyl Geek, and I'll catch you on the flip side.